Hi guys, ci siamo? Are we rolling? Are we rolling? Ci siamo ragazzi? Are we ready? Are we rolling? Welcome back to Darish Zone Retro Machine. Another showcase of the release candidate, the most stable release candidate of Retro Machine. It was a hell of a ride. I worked on this image from many months. It was very hassle. Damn. But finally I can finally see the light of the sun at the end of the tunnel. Yes, the image is basically complete, just a minor refinement and it's beautiful guys, it's beautiful, the best, the ultimate image for the Raspberry Pi 4. You cannot ask anything better than that. The DC team put all their effort into this work for a marvelous 23,245 games. It's impressive. It's impressive. Impressive. So I just showed all the depth of the system included on the image, which are 50 different systems emulated on this 512 gigabytes. Image. Okay. So many of you asked me to just show the art box and the main game list of games instead of the games, and I totally agree with that request. I just care to show how the system works, especially the system which are where the Pi4 can perform better. Okay guys, like the 3DO, which is a golden guest into this image, as long as the Saturn, same thing, just 20 around games for each. But the best game basically the platform had to offer, and systems more complete game set for the PSP, for example, and the Dreamcast, which have around 140 games each. So very rich game list. But you want to look, I cannot show all the 23,000 of artbox, of course, but you know, every game has its own artbox. There's not video snaps, you know. The video screensavers is used instead. So this image, you know, have a smart screensaver system which allow you to play a totally random game if you want a game picked by the system. Okay, and this is Brutal Bass Retro Machine, a tune which was made only for this image. Okay, that means that Brutal Bass, which is an excellent music producer and music engineering wizard, made on his super studio only for us. Yeah, it's exciting. So this is the video screensaver, which allows you to play a totally random game. If you want, just press start and the game start. Otherwise, just press a random button and you back to the dashboard. The game starts only if you press start. Any other button just put you back to the emulation station dashboard. And I already showed the option available. I show again. There's new option, more technical option that allow you to edit some things that require some knowledge on file edit under Linux. So you need a keyboard and you need some knowledge. Same for the boot edit if you want to edit Darish zone. Darish zone. This seems my voice. Seems my voice. Darish zone. Magic video screensaver. This allow you to change screensaver. If you don't want the generic screensaver which show a lot of games into 1 minute, circa 1 minute sequence, you can play a specific sequence for every system if you want instead. Just click on this option, some Linux wizard drive, and if you press select, in that case you have a different routine for every system. Amiga in that case, Dreamcast, Arcade, just skipping through the routines. If you press start during this routine, you start a random Spectrum Zx Spectrum game only, okay? The Commodore 64. So you have two types of screensaver which allow you to different random mode if you want to play random games. Okay, let's back to our loved GAMELISTS. Is it radio? I just show the box and I don't talk, I just listen the beautiful music the DC team selected or produced only for this image. The Amiga set is more than 2000 of games, so I cannot show all. But every game has its own art box. That only required months and years of edits. The Amiga Cd-32 is a majestic majestic set made with the head of the great Naomi and 181 total overall games for the Amiga, and there's homebrews, compilation, and basically all the official release for the CD32. I want to show all the Amiga game, CD32 game, because there's so many gems into. And this is all the Amiga Cd-32 set, and this is some Amstrad. Same thing is 2000 of games, so I cannot show everything. Arcade. The arcade set is totally majestic. 2623. Look the number below. Bigger arcade set ever seen on image. Atari 2600 all the set and many prototype included. Just go fast there from there because the Atari 5200, it's a little juicy set. The Atari 7800, Atari Lynx, all the set. Okay, I will not change your word, but it's cool. Atari ST. Atari ST, unfortunately, not all the games works. Actually, only a little bunch of them works because the emulator is not evolved like the Amiga 1. So I just included a selection of game that works. Many of these games are already released on Amiga too, so it's not, they are not so necessary after all, but I think it's cool to have this system too because it was important at the time. Still more than 200 of games, so there's plenty to discover there. The Mercenary Sega, Trapper Clan, Paperboy, Populous Predator, Rambo, Ranks, Robocop, and Robocop 2, Shinobi, Silkworm, I remember that, Strider's Stunt Car Racer's masterpiece, the Commodore 64. The Commodore 64 is the biggest set on the image because it's a set which I worked since I begin with the image, so it's gigantic, more than 4,000 of games, but not bet you bet or you bet, but that's not only thing about the Commodore 64. All the set is made of disc releases and cartridge releases, included the Easy Flash 40, which are cartridges made of Project 5 set masterpiece made by fan, so not very released at the time, but made later by fan. At the point that there's also a collection of cartridge games which runs totally on his own. I show the Commodore 64 cartridge collection, so all games are all cartridge releases, official and fan-made, and I'm proud of this set because the cartridge releases are very cool, because there's not loadings at all and there's not disc swap at all. It's just like a cartridge. If you follow my tutorial, you will be able to play the Commodore 64 games like a console, using mapping, for example, the spacebar on buttons of your controller. So just take a look to my channel and check for
all systems ready.
The Commodore 64 tutorial.
0, 1, 2, 3, activate.
Fish 2. Okay, move on. So the Commodore 64 is not the gigantic set, it's a gigantic set with a purpose, because all the games are totally doable. There's not multi-disc, there's not loadings, there's not disc swap. All the releases are tape, but without loadings. Disc releases, not multi-disc. All the multi-disc are as cartridge. Remember that. Flash Garden. So just forget disc swapping and just forget loadings for most of cases. All 4,000 games that you can actually play. And this is important because you can find many sets around. But who made it doesn't actually try it, because I tried myself, and some of these sets are just a gigantic bunch of disc releases and multi-disc that doesn't work actually. But I really care about the Commodore 64. You should know if you follow mine. And so I can say without any doubt that the Commodore 64 is the set that made me proud the most. CD-TV. Okay, there's a difference there, same as Cd-32, because those are real CD releases compressed to CHD. So there's some enhancement on music or added videos, because those games for CD-TV and Cd-32 was using the CD media to add new stuff. And the Cd-TV is a very obscure machine produced by Commodore. It was an Amiga 400 basically, with a CD-ROM added. The ColecoVision. Daphne, there's only five releases: Dragon's Lair, Dragon's Lair 2, Ash Arumila, so you have a clue how remember Arumila taking his name. Space Ace and Super Don Quixote. Let me try Dragon's Lair. Then we'll continue with the art box showcase, some gameplay. Okay, if you love Daphne, you have 5 of the best releases. There's some loadings because those are the exact same
fantasy adventure where you become a
disc releases, just emulated with Daphne.
Dragon's Lair.
As usual, I don't remember how to use the sword. About Dragon's Lair, some asked me why it plays the levels random. It's just like the original arcade release. It's just working like that. The levels are just random. Even if you die, you start to a whole different level. Watch out! Too slow. Help me! Watch out! Okay, okay. I got the Ocho. Oops. No. I never managed to finish Dragon's Lair on arcade, and I am afraid they will be the same thing with the emulator version. But move on. The Dreamcast, the retro machine again. 140. 140 games for the marvelous Dreamcast, and I'm proud of this set. This is not a guest, guys. This is here to stay. The Dreamcast is here to stay. The Dreamcast is a protagonist. One of the main characters of Retro Machine image. And it works like heaven on the RPI4, but unfortunately the Windows CE games doesn't work on RPI4. So no Windows C games like Resident Evil 2 or Tomb Raider. But there's some milestones like Shenmue, and there's all the Atomic Wave releases ported on Dreamcast, Power Stone, Resident Evil 3 and Darish Zone. Resident Evil Code Veronica masterpiece. Skies of Arcadia. Space Channel 5 too funny. I already played Stormwind, Sydney 2000, King of Fire, and Darish Zone. Okay, Game Gear. Okay, it's just the complete set of Game Gear. Game Boy, same thing. Game Boy Advance, a huge set. Just mastered. Game Boy Color. And on Game Boy Color there's a little gem, don't miss that, I show. Just remember, the Resident Evil prototype. It was never released, but it's a impressive version of the first Resident Evil for Game Boy Color. The GX 4000, guys. The new platform added to the retro machine. The last system added to be precisely with all the set, which was only 21 games, so little. That was the first and only console produced by Amstrad. Television, my first machine. I love, this is my childhood, and the same for all the guys, all the people of my era. All those who was born around the 70 years, the 70s, just between the 70s and the 80s, probably they know the Intellivision, and they have one. So do you remember? Sega Master System, the Sega Mega Drive, huge set, included Japanese releases and hacker releases. They are all merged. But if you want to hack on their own, you can do this. For example, this is an hack. You can press start, go to game collection setting, go to create new custom collection from them, and just check for Gen H, which means the Genesis hex. Just click on this. Okay, then you have this new tab called Mega Drive X. Just back to the Mega Drive set, back to your game of interest, and press Y button. I lost the file. Wait a moment. Was Mortal Kombat. Okay, wrong button. You had to see the message on the upper side of screen. Then you press select button. When you're done, you can add all the games you want. For example, in that case I had 2 or 3 hacks. Okay, I had 4 hacks. Then press the select button and finish editing Gen H collection. Okay, when you back, you have this tab called Mega Drive hacks, and your hack are listed there, so you can start the game from there. Same thing obviously for the Super Nintendo and for the Nintendo Entertainment System. MSX. Included MSX2 and MSX2 Plus releases. Naomi, another new system featured on the RPI4. It's basically a Dreamcast. That one is also an exclusive of RPI4 because this game doesn't work at all on RPI3. Most of are very demanding games with huge graphics. Virtual NBA, Nintendo 64. Okay, the Nintendo 64. I know you are interested on this, but there's no time yet for the full set because this system is hard to emulate. But the RPI4 managed to run fine around 100 of games. So are the games that are included there. All the games you see runs good on the RPI4. still not the full set, which is around 300 of games, but it's better than nothing. The Neo Geo. Check this closely, is not the Neo Geo Arcade release, this is the Neo Geo Home System, which is different than the arcade version. You have many options, you have some new modes. It's different than the arcade version of Neo Geo, which is included as well, but is merged into the arcade folder. This is the Neo Geo Home System. I'm here, sorry I was busy. Okay, let's continue. The Neo Geo CD is some Neo Geo releases with the soundtrack enhanced, but not all the games released on Neo Geo CD because it's useless. And yes, Nintendo UGZ 1316 included the many hacks. And yes, very rich set. It was quite a popular platform. Neo Geo Pocket Color. Just the English games, because most of games are on Japanese, not very doable. Open Board 1990. All the best releases basically. I tested open board games for months, and not only games works on the emulator of the Retro Pi, but it's very improved compared to the previous version. And there's the V-Sync, for example, the vertical sync. Let's try a game. My preferred game is Mortal Kombat Outwards. And this is interesting because I set a preset. The worst thing of the open board is to configure your controller. You have to configure the controller with the USB keyboard. But I tried to make things simpler, easier, to including a preset which should recognize your controller, but my preset is based on the DualShock 4, Sony DualShock 4, so it may not works with other types of controller. But it should be fine for all that use the DualShock 4 controller. Otherwise you have to set your controller with the keyboard. You have to do this one time only. I remember this game have a very heavy graphic issues which are resolved now. It works very good, and I repeat, this is the best open board release to me, and the best graphic release is He-Man, no doubt. But I cannot show this game because it's full of videos made from taken from the show, so the usual copyright issues. Okay, move on. This is PC Engine and the PC Engine CD. Ports there give story. The desktop mode, I will show the desktop mode later. Doom 2, Final Doom, Cody, Street of Rage remake, Super Mario 64, and mod of Doom. The PSP, another big feature of the retro machines, the PSP. Look, the games 1, 3, 5. I just show all the games included. Burnout. All the PSP games was tested by this team because not all games works, and remember that many of PSP games need the Omega mode, which is the max overclock that the PI4 can manage, is over 2000 gigahertz for the processor. You can enable the Omega mode from the options. Wipeouts. And the PlayStation Majestic Epic 520. Just show random games from the set. It's too fast for me. That needed months, years of works, because all the games are compressed on CHD format and included the multi-disc games. You had to change disc into the RetroArch. Genesis 32X. Sega Saturn, and this is the other super guest of the image. 27 games, but keep attention there. There's absolute gem like Daytona USA and the Championship Circuit Edition. Panzer Dragoon Sway, the Sega Rally Championship, Shinobi, Slam and Jam, The House of the Dead, Story of Thor, and the Japanese Castlevania, which is different than the PlayStation version. The Scambiem, the Majestic Scambiem, only for adventures. This is great. Only the best releases for the Scambiem because it's a huge set. Of course, I cannot include all the Scambiem releases, and not all works under, but I just want to show you a Scambiem game tonight. For example, the Mystery Exile, which is actually and this is important. I not talk about this yet. The residual VM was removed from the image. It was totally removed because now the residual SCAMVM is merged into SCAMVM, so the residual games now works into the SCAMVM, like for example Myst 3 on the Phantasmagoria doesn't work before, now it works. Riven, The Beast Within, Gabriel Knight 2, and thanks of the works of the marvelous DJ team, this game is now with the English subtitles, so is way easier to understand now for all of us. And take a look at this great game. All made with full motion videos and bitmap, very realistic. Gabriel Knight Mystery. I prefer to skip the videos because we'll explain later. Okay, I've skipped all the videos because there's basically a movie to discover.
I don't have anything to write about at the moment.
As you can see, there's text on screen.
I was hoping for a Mercedes, but this'll have to do.
A Mercedes. Let's take a look there. So this is paradise for the adventures.
I could be wrong, but I think this bag contains cement. Now, quick drying cement? Well, that's useful. Nothing of interest in there.
It's not over, guys, because I want to show another game. Are you ready? I cannot show Blade Runner. I know some of you asked for it, but I cannot show Blade Runner, I'm sorry, because Blade Runner is full of movies and music taken from the movie Blade Runner, the first Blade Runner, so YouTube will not like that. So I cannot show. But Blade Runner is one of the major releases for the SCAMVM. It's great. And this is another tech monster. I can only imagine the reaction of the audience at the time when this game was released with all this photorealistic graphic. A tech monster for the time. Go girl, go. Do something. Just entertain us. That one unfortunately is not English texted, so there's no text, only voices. Not interesting there apparently. Is a ring? Ouch! I cannot exit from there. Close, girl, close. Good girl. try this way. She's so T-pose. Hit, girl, hit. Drink, girl, drink. Okay, this is a great technical achievement for the SCARM VM, no doubt. So it's great. The Sega CD, you cannot miss the image, of course. The Sega CD, fantastic. Super graphics, only 5 releases for the system at the time. Super Nintendo. And the Super Nintendo CD, that is a very super cool. 36 releases included, but there's many more than that. There's more than 100 of releases. I just included the best ones. This is the version with the blood included, because the SNES games was not only about the music, but the code also. They was able to change some things to the games. For example, the Street Fighter Alpha has not loadings anymore between fights. The Mortal Kombat have the blood back, which was removed on the Super Nintendo version. You know, it was just censored. I think the fatality is still censored. But you have the blood back at least. Sub-Zero wins. So it's cool. The Sharp X68000. And this is great because Aurumila remade this set, and I not show this enough on my showcases, and I'm a little sad about it, because this system very deserve the enhanced 2.0 version of the Sharp X68000. First of all, this improved is now 252 games, and there's finally the multi-disc releases, which was not working before and working now, like for example Strider 2 and Street Fighter 2. sorry, I mean Strider 1, or not 2, the Strider 1, call it the Strider Hiryu, the Japanese version, of course. There's not really needed to Strider for the Sharp machine, because there's already the arcade perfect version, but still a technical, the tech achievement which you cannot deny. And just imagine at the time a port like that for a 80s machine. It was absolutely insane to have the very arcade perfect port of Strider on a personal computer machine. Look, that beauty! It's identical to arcade. And that was a 3-disc release, so it was not working before, but thanks to our Romina genius, now it works. Bravo, bravo, bravo Cornuto, bravo Cornuto. Everyone loves Strider. No, please don't hurt me. Love the effect. Watch out. And this is Strider. Let's try Street Fighter 2 Champions Edition. Basically, Street Fighter 2 is included on all the systems. Are the Street Fighter, which is our obsession. And this was 5 or 6 disc release, insane. Oh my! It's identical. Look for the 80s machine.
Round 1, fight!
And we played at the time the SNES version. I can't believe it. Fantastic, guys. And another game, please. It's not over yet. The Final Fight. Another great port. Are you ready? Siamo. This is only Japanese. Okay, you may think this is the arcade version, but it's very not. This is the Sharp version. And also the music is identical. This is crazy. Maybe there's less enemy on screen, I'm not so completely sure, but Oosh. The best animation in the world. Okay, it's great machine. So, and we finish with the Sinclair Zx, the great personal, the great arch enemy of Commodore 64, of course. It's a little complicated with the controller, but with some patience you can enjoy this system too. It's not completely user-friendly, I have to say, but I very care about the ZX Spectrum. I have to say some ports very will surprise you. I can assure you, many ports surprise, because what they don't have on graphic level, they gain on gameplay level. Okay, and this is the last collection that close the image, like the Atomic Wave, just the Atomic Wave releases. The Commodore 64 cartridge, I've already showed that, a collection of cartridge only games. The community, you already know that it's the game chosen by the community. We discuss all this game on my Discord server. So the game that you see on this list are games chosen by the community and all the DZ closest guys, knights and supporters. So the games you see there are the games that they love. Many arcades, of course. And this is the CPS game only with the cybernetics Chun-Li. The desktop mode. Okay, I will show the desktop mode to close the image, this showcase of the retro. Okay, let's enter the desktop mode. You need a keyboard for that and a mouse, or you can use, as alternative, you can use an USB mini keyboard like the RE, which have a touchpad which allow you to move the cursor. So it basically is a full desktop that you can use for many purposes, like you can see video on YouTube, you can navigate, you can do a lot of things. It's a desktop. So I have to say, is not sure that I will include the desktop on the final release. We can discuss this on the Discord if you want, because I've just added this for fun. There's not very a meaning, a purpose into a desktop mode into the image. It's just for fun purpose. So if you like to have it included, so basically you can see a YouTube video, for example. You can see on YouTube if you want. Okay, there's a lot of videos, Italian videos, because YouTube recognized the not sure, because there's all Turkish videos, but there's some Italian video, because probably YouTube just recognized my country place. I cannot show, but let's try some more. Ocean ambience. I hope YouTube is fine with that. It should not be. You can set full screen. And you can back to the dashboard when you want to just go exit command line and you back to the lovely emulation station. Okay guys, it's over for today. I hope you liked it. This showcase was longer, I think, compared to the other, because I show more of Artbox, some gameplay, and I show finally the desktop mode. Let me know what you think about including the desktop mode into image. Thanks for watching. I salute all my friends and supporters and all the DZ crew, Aaron Mila, Franco Franchi, Bulldog Base, Gigo B, and Cash, and all the great guys who helped me every day on this work. Let me know what you think about, and thanks for watching, and we catch up on the next one. Bye bye.